into who we are today, the experiences and life lessons learned in the hallways of Ed White were so much more than academic. We came in freshman year having no idea what to expect, but we met new friends, did new things, and made memories that will last a lifetime. I'll never forget a single one of my teachers or classmates, all of whom have had an impact on my life in some way or another. I'd like to thank my friends, family, teachers, and staff for always being there. I'd like to thank Mr. O'Brien for showing me how to outsmart the government. You could rename his class Legal Tax Evasion. And just for the record, that is the funniest joke of the speech. It only goes downhill from here. I'd like to thank Old School for still thinking it's 1982. Is he here? You're still mad about Watergate? History joke. I'd like to thank Mr. Seach for showing me that even tough guys can play dress up. I'd like to thank Mr. Harvey for being the only person with whom I can have a legitimate, serious conversation that involves directly both the Book of Ecclesiastes and Chuck Norris. True story. I would also like to extend a special thanks to Miss Bernie. She was the sponsor of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and she had a positive impact on so many students' lives in so many different ways, and we can't thank her enough. We're both avid churchgoers. We both go to church every Sunday, and I promised her that in my speech I would give a shout out to the big JC, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why you're applauding. I'm actually referring to our former principal, Mr. Jim Clark, because through him all things are possible. All right. Maybe that was the funniest part. I don't know. You may have noticed that I have talked very little about my peers. I've directed most of my sarcastic efforts at teachers. But I would like to conclude my speech with a poem, if you will, that I wrote about my classmates. So here we go. Okay. Somehow this hippie came out on top. Couldn't find the right words, so I went with hip hop. You'll never forget 2011's racial crisis when the white boy started rapping with poetic devices. We came here divided in 2007. We leave here united, class of 2011. And we begin. She's the last to get a joke and the first to make me fret. Last name Suarez, first name Marinette. Amanda Nolan owns the school, and she ain't sharing. And Willy Wonka ain't got nothing on Chris Herring. An obsession with Justin Bieber is hard to get through. And yes, Sharon Cerna, I'm talking about you. Her boyfriend will probably beat me up too, but I'll get my boy Caleb Johnson on you. That brother needs no introduction. You can skip that. And speaking of skipping, has anyone seen Kat? Where's she at? Is she under a mat? Okay, I'm done. We all know where skipping school will land you, and for heaven's sakes, where is Sandra? Is she here? Did she die? Okay. There's simply no denying that our class is legit. Kind of like Mr. King, only the opposite. Now, Sammy makes me laugh till my face turns red. And Sebastian, enough said. Telling that dude not to be a clown is like telling April Spell to please quiet down. It's just not gonna happen. I can't talk about everyone. That would take forever. If we're in Mod 3, it'd be quite the endeavor. Thank you. Y'all are lame. But the people I talk about are insane and out of line, so if you aren't one of them, that's probably a good sign. Now, the parents probably thought I would talk about our futures, so I'll try to be relevant with these lyrical sutures. A few of you will probably think I'm getting delirious, because this is the part where my speech gets serious. When it comes to greatness, we all have a shot, but some will only focus on the things that you're not. I think you're all amazing, but some disagree. Like having more money makes you better than me. Like all that my dreams will ever be is fiction, but the judgment of man is God's jurisdiction. people have been doubting this group all along, and we're the only ones who can prove them wrong. A generation known for resisting knowledge and clinging to ignorance from pre-K to college. But all of the graduates who can hear my voice know that they have a chance, they have a choice. The jokes were on y'all, but now the joke is on me, because I'm taking us back to biology. Stuckey said, some things are alive and some things aren't so. They have to reproduce, react, metabolize, and grow. So if you're not growing intellectually in this life that you've been given, biologically speaking, you're not living. Our cards have been dealt. We can play or we can fold. Call the world's bluff with our dreams to take hold. You have to seek and find. You have to search the world through, because success isn't gonna come looking for you. We're gonna live our dreams. We're gonna prove them wrong. We're gonna change the world. We're gonna dare to stay strong. We're gonna go through hell before we get to heaven. We are the class of 2011. To all those who doubt us, I have two things to say. Shut your mouth and have a nice day.
Good afternoon.